And continuing our coverage of Stephen McDaniel pleading guilty to killing Mercer Law grad Lauren Giddings in June 2011, we're now joined by one of our It's the Law experts, Brek Barker. Mr. Barker, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Now, you mentioned to me earlier that you sat on both sides for murder trials as a prosecutor and now as a criminal defense attorney. So does McDaniel's guilty plea mean that this case is closed?
It is closed.
Yes. Definitely done now.
Definitely done.
Now, in terms of civil suits, because I know he's already facing a civil suit from the Giddings family, do you think more lawsuits are on the horizon for him?
Actually, it's possible. The question is, how are they going to collect any judgment? Okay? He's got life in prison. How could he possibly pay any judgment? So I would not anticipate any further civil suits, no.
Now, it seems as if he had gone to trial with this case, he would have been facing the same sentence. So what do you think it was that had him, kind of motivated him to enter that plea today? That's
an excellent question. It was not the exact same plea. The difference is he has possibility under the plea for parole. In fact, however, there's very little chance that he will ever be paroled.
Why do you think that is?
Because of the nature of the crime. I don't think the Georgia Board of Pardon and Paroles would ever give him parole.
Now, I'm sure you and other defense and prosecutive attorneys in the area have been watching this case, kind of learning the facts, the ins and outs of it. Do you think, were you surprised at all by today's plea?
I was very surprised.
Why is that? Because
if he were to go to trial, the worst he could get would have been life in prison without the possibility of parole, but that's basically what he's got. The only difference was he did get something that said the possibility of parole, but in reality there's no difference. So I would think under other circumstances you always take a case to trial, but there may be something that I don't know about, like what it would put the family through, what it would put Miss Giddens' family through, or McDaniel's family through. So that could have been a factor there.
All right, Brek, well, thank you so much for weighing in. And quickly, one more question for you. How common is it for a case like this, of this nature, for a person to plead out?
It's pretty common, Ashley. In most cases, people do plead. However, in a murder case like this, where you would get the same result if you go to trial or plead guilty, then generally that person would go to trial and take their chances on a jury trial, because you never know what a jury might do.
All right, Mr. Barker, thank you again for joining us. And when we come